Alright, this is my half-week check-in for Taiwan. I told myself that I would do one of these every day, but clearly I haven't, so I thought I'll settle for a half-week update. So it's currently Monday, the 29th of December, actually, and as you can see behind me, the weather is actually quite nice. But I landed on Friday afternoon, which was Boxing Day. I don't think they celebrate Boxing Day in Taiwan, who knows. But anyway, I landed in the afternoon. I picked up my suitcase and whatnot, made my way to my hostel, checked in and whatnot. At this point, I sort of just briefly freshened up and then headed out to go find some food because I was pretty hungry. Went to a halal beef noodle place and it was nice, but I just couldn't eat. It was just tough for me to eat the noodles. I don't know why. Maybe again it was a combination of, I was tired, I had been traveling for more than 24 hours and whatnot. And then after that I went to, excuse my pronunciation, Ximending night market, which is quite a popular night market that one of my friends had told me about, and you'll see all over socials as well. I walked around, popped into a few shops, into Uniqlo, into a TCG shop, ended up grabbing some bubble tea, and then sort of just made my way back because I was tired. I wanted to go to bed. I was probably in bed by 9 or 10 p.m. that day actually. The next day, which was Saturday the 27th of December, I actually did a bit of a day trip, and this day trip was to a few places. It was one to a geopark, which is, I don't know how to describe it, but a park, but to do with rocks and natural rock formations. That was pretty interesting. The actual tour started at 8:45, 9 in the morning, but I was up from much before then as well. So I basically walked around, grabbed some local food, got some scallion pancakes. There were probably some other bits that I picked up as well. I can't even remember. I got some vegetable buns with cabbage and garlic chives and whatnot, and some soy milk. That was nice actually. It was 6:30 in the morning and it was raining. It was just a nice peaceful kind of vibe really. And then the tour, we were on a big bus, probably about 20-30 people, went to, like I said, this geopark with a lot of natural rock formations. Then we went to a place called Shifan. There's two parts of that. There's the old town, and then there's a waterfall. So there's quite a popular waterfall that they have there. Again, that was good. It's nice, very scenic. Had to cross quite a long suspension bridge, which was actually shaking a bit as we were walking over. A bit different, but wasn't too bad actually. And then went to the old town. So Shifan used to be a coal mining town, or at least it used to be. That's what one of their main things that they did was mine coal and export it. I think the coal mines shut about 30 to 40 years ago, and now it's just a tourist destination. They have one of the main attractions there is doing sky lanterns, where you basically write down your wishes for health, love, money, whatever it is, family, and you light them and you send them up into the sky. There is a historic reason behind it, and it was more to use as a signal to tell people that it's safe to come down from hiding whenever the village or town would get attacked. There's a few pigeons just walking around me. Hold on. They're just chilling at me. I ain't gonna feed you guys, come on. Then finally we went to a place called Zhefan, which again is another small town known for its market street. Very narrow, very hilly area. The night market was absolutely rammed. It was raining like crazy as well. I got a bit drenched, I won't lie, but luckily my Solomons that I'm wearing right now, these really earned their keep that day because there was just so much rain and my socks didn't get wet or anything, so I'm really happy with these. That day again, I think I came home. After that I was just soaked, so I literally went back to the accommodation, changed my clothes, my jacket was wet, my hoodie was wet, just sorted myself out. I think I grabbed something to eat. I can't even remember what I ate that day, and then I just sort of called it quits, I think. that leads me on to yesterday, which was Sunday, the 28th of December. I woke up early in the morning and I went to this place called Elephant Mountain, which is again a part of Taipei. It's not too far, it's literally one train to the end of the line. It was taking about 30 minutes to get there, and it's like a popular hiking destination for local people, for tourists. It has some really great views of places like Taipei 101 and like just across Taiwan. Not across Taiwan, across Taipei, but even in Taipei is like a really, really big place. And I honestly underestimated the hike. That hike was crazy. Yeah, like there were old people that were absolutely pacing me, and it really just puts into perspective how active people are in different parts of the world. Like Taiwan is a very hilly, mountainous place, and like I think it's normal for people to be a lot more active. Even like the old people are just super duper active. Yeah, so that was good. I only went up to like the sort of first checkpoint / viewpoint where I could get some pictures, because I think like the top is like another 1 kilometer up, and I'm like, you know what, I'm good, thanks. I'm not trying to die. And then also I'd have to come back down as well, which would have absolutely shattered me. So then from there I went to a memorial hall for one of, I want to say he was one of the military leaders of Taiwan. Yeah, it's a massive monument. Lots of people there. Didn't learn much about the history actually. I think I probably learned more reading Wikipedia, if I'm being honest. And then yeah, at this point I was like absolutely sweaty. I'm like just tired, so I went back to the accommodation, literally freshened up, showered, changed, put on something a bit more comfortable, and went to a couple of cafes, one kind of a bougie one, and then went to sort of this really popular hipstery shopping street where they had like all these like small designer brands, vintage shopping, a lot of like cafes and whatnot, and I literally spent a couple of hours there. And then a bit closer to the evening, maybe about 5 p.m, I basically made my way to Taipei 101, because I had booked tickets to go to the viewing platforms in Taipei 101, and it's going to tall buildings and looking out over the sea is probably one of my favorite things to do in places that I go to. You know, I've done it here, I've done it in Japan, I've done it in the UK. You know, I've been near the, you know, quite high up, and I've seen across London. It's really nice. Sometimes it helps put things into perspective as well. That was honestly enjoyable. And then after that I went for a long walk, found a fried chicken spot, got some fried chicken. It was like chicken and rice, like fried chicken and rice, with some tofu, with some seaweed, little sort of rice bowl, I guess you could call it. Ended the night with some like bubble tea, or rather just some milk tea, and call it a day. And then that leads me on to today. So right now I'm in a place called, I have literally forgotten what the place is called. I'm literally checking it on my phone right now. Tam Sui, and it's at the opposite end of one of the train lines that I was on the day before. And it's got like a really famous old street here, which is nice. A lot of stalls selling all sorts of like food and drinks and clothes and like whatnot, like a mall and stuff. And then again, like as you can, I can show you guys quickly, like just some really, really good views. There's a pigeon walking over there, but yeah, just some like good vibes really. And I came here because I wanted to go on a hike today, but it's about 2 hours away, and honestly I was more confused, or more concerned, not confused, about if it was going to be raining or not, because like the weather had been really on and off for the past couple of days. But today it's been like super dry, the sun's out, so I'll probably reevaluate my options for tomorrow. But honestly my plan for today, just sort of chill here for like a couple more hours, maybe I'll stick around to sunset, who knows. That's probably like another 3-4 hours away, but I think I'll just see how it goes. There's like a temple that I want to go to that's sort of on my way back, but it's also a little bit out of the way, so I'm not sure if I want to go ahead and do that one, or if I'm just happy just kicking it as I am. One of the things I want to do tomorrow is go to some of the tea farms, and take what's called a Malkong gondola, which is a cable car which like cuts over some of these farms. They're closed on Mondays, so hopefully I can do that tomorrow maybe. And then for the rest of the week, for New Year's, I found a group on Meetup, and they're basically going to head out for New Year's Eve, go see the fireworks, and then their plan is to stay out till sunset, so about 7 a.m. I don't know if I'll make it that far. That seems a bit mad, honestly. Yeah, that will be my Wednesday, and then Thursday is like my last full day here. I don't have any plans either. I might just have to like figure it out as I go, or like reach out to some of my friends and ask for some recommendations. And then yeah, on Friday morning or Friday afternoon, I have a flight to Hong Kong, so I'll need to check out of my accommodation. Probably about 9-10 a.m. Travel probably about 10 a.m. Travel to the airport, check in for my flight. So I'll have to just pack all my bags and whatnot. But yeah, first half of my Taiwan trip, I guess that's my little check-in complete.